Hey leaders, I want to show you something. I'm out here in the woods hiking around, relatively level paths, nicely paved, some gravel on them, mostly covered by leaves, beautiful fall day. Well, let me turn my camera around for just a minute here and show you what I just came from. If you can see, way down there in the bottom is the trail. That trail leads right directly into a cave under the ground that I'm standing on. And it got me thinking. We often walk on these nice, relatively paved roads of life, not understanding what's underneath of it. A giant hole right below me, eroded with hundreds of years of water flowing through limestone. At any moment, all of these could open up just to be sinkholes. Right now it's a cave, but someday the land will eventually erode. I'd like to make an analogy. Most of us operate our lives on a relatively even plane, walking the path of life, trying to avoid some of the discomforts and trying to keep it relatively easy for us. But lurking underneath is a giant hole often. Sometimes that hole is called our shadow. That shadow, if we're not aware of it, can direct a lot of our influences. You see, maybe you grew up as a really willful child and you got in trouble for someone telling you that you shouldn't be so strong, or you shouldn't run over other people, or you shouldn't be so bossy even. And so maybe that shadow stuck with you and you moved 180 degrees to the opposite and you've become Mr. Nice Guy. Or maybe you're the guy that was Mr. Nice Guy growing up. Tender heart, available for your friends, good listener, only to one day realize that that was exploited. Maybe some pejoratives on the playground, or maybe even worse, someone took some of your stories and shared them publicly and you decided, I'll never show that softer side again, and you moved all the way over to the other part of your life, being overly controlling and more demanding and probably always in control. You see, what we're not aware of drives us, but what we are aware of, we can work with. It's not about either or, it's about a little bit of both. It's about being tenderhearted with a strong back and a straight spine, being able to walk on level paths even though there are big holes underneath of us. Take control of it, men. Listen to your shadow and live.